Call it dark matter, we don't even know if it's matter, but it's a source of gravity that exhibits itself in the cosmos. Just 6 times as much of that as there is ordinary matter. So that was our first encounter with total stupid ignorance. Then, 10 years ago, young boy wrote a wizard for a body, 4, 5, 6, 10 matches on 10, dead with a check, grabbing on a dead with a dead. Call it dark matter, we don't even know if it's matter. I come back and let me tell you about it. Call it dark matter, we don't even know if it's matter.
Heads up, everybody run. Cole outside and he say he got a gun. Niggas like, man, that's what everybody said. Go
Call it dark matter, we don't even know if it's matter.
Everybody scared of it.
We are an intelligent species because we defined ourselves that way. When we compare ourselves to chimps, we sit up righteously and say we have poetry and Hubble telescope and philosophy, and the chimp just stacks boxes to reach a banana. Yet there's only 1% difference in our DNA. Imagine some other species that visits us that's 1% along on that same scale, smarter than us. What would we look like to them? Well, they would roll Stephen Hawking forward after combing the human species, and they'd say, this one is slightly smarter than the rest because he can do astrophysics calculations in his head like little Timmy over here, who just came home from preschool. We are after combing the human species, and they'd say, this one is slightly smarter than the rest. Combing the human species, and they'd combing the human species, and they'd forward after combing. They would roll Stephen Hawking forward after combing the human species, and they'd say, this one is slightly smarter than the rest, because the human species, and they'd say, this one is slightly smarter than the rest, combing the human species, and they'd say, this one is slightly smarter than the rest. Well, they would roll Stephen Hawking forward, combing the human species, and they'd say, this one is slightly smarter than the rest, because he can do astrophysics calculations in his head like Jimmy over here. Who just came home from preschool. How was your